This AI just turned one image into 10 different ad creatives without Canva, Photoshop, or hiring a designer, and the best part, it did everything within 30 seconds. By the end of this video, you have your very own ad creatives ready to run campaigns that convert. But here's the twist. You learn a secret little trick that makes this AI generated ads outperform the traditional ones. I'll show you the step-by-step setup and how to get it running on your computer, and also how to generate multiple ad variations for a single product. Here's exactly how it works. Let's dive in. To get started, so that you can follow through with this tutorial, all you have to do is join the Builders Lab community, make your way to the classroom section. Once you're there, go over to tools and resources. I'll scroll all the way down till you find the Nano Banana Ad Creative Generator. Once you're there, scroll all the way down and click on this, which you can download the anytime workflow. Click on the download button here, and it's gonna download onto your local computer. Once it's downloaded, make your way over to N8N, create a blank workflow, which is a new workflow, and come over here, click on import from file, and go to our downloads and import it. Once you import it, you have this workflow here in your canvas, and what you're going to do now is basically pause this video and go through this setup. Once you're done, you can continue watching from here. So let me quickly delete this. So since we'll be doing a step-by-step walkthrough of this workflow, you want to go over to our webhook URL here, which is we want to click on this button which listens for the test event, because how this application works is that we have this which acts as the front end, and then we have anything which acts as the back end. So if you upload an image, we'll be working with an image of a water bottle here we have here, and for the creative description is basically any additional details you'd like to pass on to the workflow so that you can create the ad your own way, if you get what I mean. So we're going to leave that blank here, and what we're going to do here is basically click on this, which would copy to our clipboard, and just paste it here and click on save configuration. Once you've done that, we're going to click on generate creative. We're going to get an error, that's fine, but what we're going to get is basically the data from the front end that we basically uploaded, which is this. As you can see, we received the headers, but we're not going to be looking at that. We're going to be focusing on the body, which you can see the image which has been converted to base 64. And if you scroll all the way down, you will also see that we have description as none. However, if the description was in none, it was filled out here. The text that we filled out here would basically be here. So now that we have received the payload data, we have the data that we need to basically start working on this workflow. And the first part of this workflow, let's click on generate. What this part basically does is that we upload this base 64 image we have here, and we convert it into an image URL using an image hosting platform called INGBB. So this is INGBB for context, and we make a post request to the upload endpoint. We provide our API keys, and we send the base 64 as a form data, because the base 64 we just can't send a base 64 as a, in most cases, in a JSON body because of the length. So we send it and we provide the variable here, and what we get in response is this URL, which is basically the base 64 image we uploaded, but in an image URL format, which should be free. Note, we can see here, perfect. So once we have that, what we do next, let me click on this. What we do next is we have this analyze product image node, which is basically an AI that takes the image from its visual form into its textual form, and we use GPT-4o vision, and then we provide it with this prompt, which basically says you're an expert image analyst, specializes in product imagery, and your task is to basically transform the product's visual details into its descriptive textual form. And then we wanted to extract the brand name, the logo, the product name, the colors, the design details, and making sure everything is detailed. And the output format is that we wanted to output in a structured output format like YAML. And this YAML makes us have data consistency, which means that we have certainty over our output basically. So As you can see, it gives us a YAML of the product description, which is this one, which is a water bottle. Once we have that, we pass it over to this AI ad creative. The reason why we analyze the product image in the first place is because this AI ad creative generator, let me just click start executing. So the reason that we provide it with a textual representation instead of a visual representation is because this AI agent in Anything does not have the capability for vision capabilities in the sense of seeing an image and understanding the image. So we have to use a vision model like GPT-4, and GPT-4 will basically turn the image from its visual form to its textual form, and then we'll provide it to this AI ad creative director. And think of this AI ad creative director as the orchestrator of this whole ad creative. It basically chooses how the photo will be taken, there will be copy, if there will be an offer, and all that kind of stuff. As you can see, it just finished generating, but let me just quickly go over what it does. So here's basically the persona prompt, which basically says you are a world-class image ad director who has created multiple viral and highly effective ad campaigns across industries, generating significant engagement and revenue. And you'll be given a product or service description using this, and your task is basically to come up with image ad concepts following the master guide. And we provided with this playbook that goes in depth. If you want to have an in-depth look on this ad creative playbook, you can take your time and go through it on your own local workflow, but I'm just gonna skim through it so that I don't take too long because it's quite in depth. So we start with the product analysis, and it basically classifies the product if it's either an impulse buy product or a considered purchase or a high ticket. And then after that, depending on that, it also categorizes if it's an emotional or logical post purchase, then the problem awareness too as well. And after that, here is where we determine if we are to use people or products only in the creative. So it determines using these factors, and also when it's a product only, it determines using these factors. And then there's a hybrid approach too as well. And then we go into the human element, which chooses the age. If there was a person in the picture or a group of people in the picture, it chooses the age target depending on the product type. After that, we also determine if there should be a single person or a group of people, and it uses this to categorize that. As you can see, there's one for single person, 2 people, and also group of 3 to 5 and group of 6 plus 2 as well, and also diversity too as well. This one basically analyzes the product demographics, or should I say the custom of the product's demographics, and then it uses that to basically come up with the demographic of the person that would be in the ad creative, as you can see here. And also the body type, we go into the body type, the appearance factors too as well, the photography execution, where the photo is taken, the time it is taken, all those kind of details. Top of that, we go into the camera settings, the aperture strategy, the stutter speed. As I've said, this goes in depth. Then if you scroll all the way down, you can see the location where it is taken, whether that be in a kitchen, living room, bedroom, bathroom, home office. So it goes quite in depth. Let's keep going down, and if you can see here, let's keep on going. You can see there's also the typography, if there's going to be copy on the ad itself. So you see the text placement psychology, whether that's the top left, top right, and all that kind of stuff. And if you go down, we can see the graphic element. This is mainly more of post-production stuff, but there will be cycle stuff. You see in circles, we mainly put discounts inside circles and stuff like that. So as I've told you, if you want to have a more in-depth look, you can go through this on your own local workflow. But since it's quite long, we don't want to take time, so we just want to skim and go over it. Once we have provided it with the guide, this is where the guide ends. We provide it with a role, which basically says you will direct the ad creation by providing an image ad prompt that the creative team can use to produce high-performing, attention-grabbing image ads for social media, websites, or other marketing channels. And as I've said, we always want to work with structured data. So we provide it with an ad profile, which is a JSON profile, which contains the product, audience, visual strategy, post-production, marketing strategy, and industry specific. And we also provided with an example so that it aligns. And we also provided with a thinking tool, which makes it think and take its time to actually give us the right ad profile. And also in the user message, we also, here's where we provided with the product description here, and then if there were any additional description, if we were to input them here, this is where it would come up. But in this case we did not, so it just said none. And if you see here, it basically made an ad profile for us for the product. You can see the product here, the audience of the product, the visual strategy, the post-production, the marketing strategy, and then the industry specific. As you can see, we provided it with a structured output parser, which makes sure the output is a JSON, which is here, and we provided it with the thinking tool, which makes sure it thinks. But in this case, it did not use the thinking tool. So once we have that ad profile, we move over to this HTTP request node and quickly play on it. And what this node does is that it makes an API called Key AI, and Key AI is an AI aggregator platform that you can access not just one API, but then multiple video, image, and music models, all under one API structure basically. So as you can see here, we send it to the AI endpoint, and we create a task. We provide it with our API key, and we provide it with our JSON body. And here's where we specify the model, which is the Nano banana, which is also known as Gemini 2.5 Flash. And then we provide it with a prompt, which basically says, using the JSON prompt provided below, create an ad creative for the product using the uploaded image, which is this image that we uploaded to IMGPP. And we provide it with the JSON prompt, but then we remove all the curly brackets and stuff like that, so that we don't run into issues when we send this JSON over. And all we get in response is that we get a 200 success code, which means everything is good, and then we get this task ID. And then let's quick click on this, wait for 30 seconds, and what this does is that it basically waits for 30 seconds because generating an image takes quite some time. So we give it 30 seconds, and yeah. So while that is waiting for 30 seconds, we send another request, which is a GET request this time instead of a POST request, to the Key AI endpoint. We provide it with API key, but in this case, as you can see, we're providing it with our task ID, which is basically this. And if you click on execute this step to kill this some time, you can see we received a 200 success code, which means everything is good. And the key factor that we want to check out is if this results JSON is filled out. If it's not filled out, which means it's not done, this would say generating. So which means that our ad has been made basically. And the way we determine that in this workflow is that we provide it with this results JSON, and then we say if it's empty, if it's not empty, image is done, which means yes, it's not empty in this case. But if it's empty, image is not done, and it basically loops, waits another 30 seconds, then checks, then determines that. So if we click on this here, we can see that yes, it took us to the image is done branch, which is absolutely right. But if you notice in the results JSON, it's a stringified JSON, so we would not be able to work with this. So we would have to pass it and turn it into an object, and this is what this node does. So it basically takes this stringified JSON and turns it into an object, which you will be seeing here shortly. I don't know why it's taking time, but yeah. So you can see here, it basically did that and basically turned that into an object for us. And if you click here, you can basically see the ad, which is basically the final result, which looks pretty good in my opinion. You put text here, and you also put an offer here, buy two and save $5, which is pretty neat. So, and once we've passed this JSON over, we respond to the webhook, which is the API call that was made from this front end, and it returns you this image here. And once it returns it, it basically showcases it and gives us an option to either download it or view it basically. I'll be showing you later how that works. But yeah, that's basically a step-by-step walkthrough of how this workflow works. For the people that are curious about the cost of generating this ad creatives, I'm going to quickly show you a cost breakdown of what that looks like. We have the cost breakdown table here, and it breaks down the workflow components. We use IMGBB to upload, we use GPT-4 analysis, and we also use Nano Banana. IMGBB doesn't cost anything. GPT-4 analysis, for the image to video analysis, we approximate that it's going to cost this much, and then for the Nano Banana in TAI it costs 4 credits, which results into this. So per image it's this amount, and per 100 images it's $4.25, and for 1000 images it's $42.50. And this is without hiring any designer, without using Canva or even Photoshop. As you can see, it's very cost effective, and you can generate a lot of images for $4.25. And as you know, when it comes to e-com and testing ads, is basically test different ad creatives and see the one that works. So this basically gives you an opportunity to do that at a very cost effective manner, which is $4.25. I believe $4.25 is a cost of a cup of coffee. So you can generate 100 ad creatives with $4.25. That's quite insane. So that's from me today. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more. Also, don't forget to click the first link in the description where you can join the Builders Lab community for more exciting stuff. So yeah, that's it for me today, and looking forward to seeing you in the next one. See ya.